Where was the best place to live in medieval Europe? The Middle Ages was not the best time for people to live. The general living conditions for ordinary people were quite harsh. They faced poverty, hunger, disease, and constant wars. Access to education, healthcare, and basic freedoms was limited. Justice for the poor was rare and often brutal. We tried to find the best place to live during the Middle Ages and discovered one bright spot. We found a place where life was incomparably better than in typical medieval European society. That bright spot was Dubrovnik. The Republic of Dubrovnik was an exceptionally wealthy city-state. Its wealth was based on maritime trade and shipbuilding. Dubrovnik was known for its skillful and cunning diplomacy, which opened doors for trade but also kept the city safe from wars and conflicts. All layers of society enjoyed prosperity and economic growth. Merchants and ship owners were extremely wealthy, while poorer people could work as sailors or find jobs in trade. Dubrovnik had a developed educational system, although it was more accessible to the wealthier classes. Talented individuals were sent to study in Italy and other countries. Dubrovnik encouraged the arts and culture, and it was home to many famous writers and other artists. The intellectual and cultural elite of Dubrovnik were highly educated. Residents had the right to own property and freely conduct business. Laws protected trade and private property, which allowed the middle class to grow stronger. Justice was carried out through councils and courts, and Dubrovnik was known for strict laws that maintained order in the Republic. Dubrovnik had a developed water supply and sewage system, which was very advanced for a medieval city. The city had several public fountains, including the famous large Onofrio's fountain, which was the main source of drinking water for the population. Dubrovnik also had a sewage system that drained wastewater into the sea. The channels were carefully integrated into the city's structure to prevent flooding and ensure proper hygiene, which was crucial for maintaining the health of the inhabitants. Many European cities at the time suffered from poor hygiene and a lack of organized waste drainage systems. Dubrovnik had an advanced healthcare system and disease prevention, which set it apart from many medieval cities. As early as 1377, Dubrovnik introduced quarantine, isolation for goods and travelers entering the city to prevent the spread of contagious diseases, especially the plague. The first hospital in Dubrovnik was founded in 1347 and was used to house and treat the sick and poor. The first pharmacy in Dubrovnik was established in 1317 and remains operational to this day, making it one of the oldest continuously operating pharmacies in the world. The pharmacy produced various medicines and herbal remedies, and the Franciscans provided care and treatment for the sick. Dubrovnik's residents were aware of the importance of public health. They introduced laws regulating the cleanliness of the city, hygiene, and sanitary conditions, and the government established public institutions to care for the sick and the poor. Residents of Dubrovnik lived in incomparably better conditions than the rest of medieval Europe. The pleasant life in Dubrovnik was also favored by the mild Mediterranean climate. Today, thousands of tourists visit Dubrovnik to admire this jewel of the Mediterranean. The old citizens of Dubrovnik were fortunate to live in such a wonderful city on the shores of the Adriatic Sea.